Hi guys, my name is Erin Smitley and today I will be presenting on Organizational Change by Caluwe. Before I get into the bulk of this presentation, I wanted to define a couple of terms for you. First is organizational development. Organizational development is a system-wide application and transfer of behavioral science knowledge to the planned development, improvement, and reinforcement of the strategies, structures, and processes that lead to organization effectiveness. Organizational change. Planned change is the type of change that Caluwe focuses on in all of his work. Planned change is that tiny fraction of change processes that you or we could or would want to influence where we wish to believe that we can, to some degree, mold our lives, our organizations, or our societies. The change agent is the individual or group that undertakes the task of initiating and managing change in an organization. A little bit of background information about Leon Caluwe. He was born in 1950, which makes him 68 or 69 years old, and he is still living today. In 1975, he received his science degree in social psychology at the University of Utrecht. In 1988, he began his career at Twins Dragudi as a management consultant, where he is still employed at today as a senior partner. In 1997, he received his PhD on change processes, focusing on the design and effects of large-scale cultural interventions at Tilburg University in the Netherlands. In 2000, he was employed at Free University in Amsterdam, where he still works as a part-time professor of consultancy and teaches the course Organization Development and Change at the graduate level. He also conducts scientific research in the field of change management and consultancy and leads the Center for Research and Consultancy at Free University. Caluwe has 30 years of experience as a practicing organization consultant in all different sectors and branches of society. The common theme within Caluwe's consultancy work and scientific research is change and the human factor in it. Examples of some of the topics of change Caluwe studies include conflict management, cooperation at the top of an organization, change of corporate culture, management development, organization development, and team development. Caluwe has three main areas of expertise: change processes, management consultancy, and gaming. The change process is the transition from one situation to another. Change may be defined as a process, plan of approach, working method, route, or activity. Management consultants have many responsibilities. However, the most common includes the identification, diagnosis, and resolution of issues within a business or organization. Management consultants often fill a host of other roles, such as officiating as experts in a given industry, operational function, or business situation, serving as unbiased external third parties to validate a concept or argument, confirming a hypothesis or point of view through exhaustive analysis, acting as conflict resolution mediators, teaching organizations how to make decisions, and facilitating discussions to convert information into knowledge. Caluwe has developed the method of gaming together with others. This method is used for complex decision-making or for implementing organizational change. Gaming is a set of interventions which are aimed to give participants learning experiences. They are executed in a group setting and in a powerful simulated learning environment. Thinking and doing are tightly coupled together, and the learning experiences are tuned towards the daily practices. Caluwe has more than 80 publications, 10 of which are books, on organizational science, change management, and management. He has received several professional prizes for his publications. Some of his more popular publications include the book Learning to Change, A Guide for Organization Change Agents, which is co-authored by Hans Vermaak and published in 2003. The article Change Paradigms, an Overview, was also co-authored by Vermaak and was published in 2004. The book Intervening and Changing was co-authored by Boonstra and was published in 2007. His most recent publication is a book titled Exploring the Professional Identity of Management Consultants and was co-authored by Buono and Stoplenberg and was published in 2012. Throughout this presentation, I will be discussing his focuses within the book Learning to Change, a guide for organization change agents. De Caluwe and Vermaak wanted to detail their collected insights on change management and change processes and write a book. Their goals in writing this book were to offer readers a variety of change theories and practices without making too many judgments and keeping in mind that there are often multiple approaches possible to the same problem. They also wanted to provide change agents with common language and common terminology to use when applying change in organizations. Overall, they wanted to create a concise and state-of-the-art overview of change management. This book is made up of 9 different chapters. Each chapter has a different purpose and contains a specific message for the change agent. On the next few slides, I'm going to give a brief overview of the purpose and messages within a couple of chapters. In Chapter 2, titled The Motivation, De Caluwe and Vermaak describe the theories and images illustrating why change is so complicated. The theories and images are ones which they have observed over the past few years and have widened their insight and provide a more in-depth knowledge of how change works and why it often does not work. They put forth 12 theories, which were clustered into 4 categories, and describe them without providing too much detail, but enough detail to paint the reader the picture that change processes are often irrational. They come to the conclusion that planned approaches to change can work, but the 12 theories indicate that sometimes it is necessary to plan and implement additional interventions, or sometimes additions won't suffice, and it is necessary to implement a totally different approach. A search for the underlying value and meaning of the word change results in a whole range of different meanings. In addition to this, there is a world of difference between the underlying assumptions of various strategies or approaches that are applied to change, resulting in the practical application of these strategies and approaches varying widely. Therefore, De Caluwe and Vermaak found that conceptual clarity is needed to better express the various meanings of the word change. They state that there has been numerous attempts to do this, but definitely room for improvement. The Thinking in Colors model is Chapter 4 in the book Learning to Change, and it presents 5 fundamentally different ways of thinking about change. Each of these ways represents a different belief system and conviction about how change works, the kind of interventions that are effective, and how to change people. The color model was developed and is now used to deal more effectively with planned change by helping to choose the most viable change strategy for specific issues. It also helps diagnose issues from different angles, which enables a better understanding. It is used by change agents to reflect on their own assumptions, competencies, and credibility. This chapter in the color concept supplies a common language between people involved in a change effort to do all of this more consciously and collectively within an organization. A search for the underlying value and meaning of the word change results in a whole range of different meanings.
Is based on
In addition to this, there is a world of difference between the underlying assumptions of various strategies or approaches that are applied to change, resulting in the practical application of these strategies and approaches
It is thought
varying
that
widely.
resistance and failure are
Therefore,
inevitable
De
if you
Caluwe
do
and
not
Vermaak
get all
found
or
that
at least
conceptual
most of the
clarity is
important
needed to better
individuals that hold
express the
power
various
on board.
meanings of the word change.
Some commonly used
They state that
interventions
there
are
has been numerous
facilitating
attempts to do
communication,
this, but definitely
lobbying,
room for improvement.
negotiating, and third-party
The
conflict
Thinking in
resolution.
Colors model is Chapter 4 in
The
the
result
book
of
Learning
change
to
is
Change,
difficult to predict
and it
because
presents
depends on
5
the distribution and shifts
fundamentally
in
different
standpoints
ways of
and the
thinking about
influence
change.
of the most important
Each
players.
of these ways
The
represents
primary
a different belief
consideration of the
system
yellow
and
point change
conviction
agent
about how
is
change
always
works,
keep in mind
the kind of
cluster
interventions that
interests,
are
parties,
effective,
and the
and
players
how
involved.
to change people.
The theory
The color
behind
model was
blueprint
developed
thinking
and
to
is now
carefully
used to deal more
describe and
effectively
define
with
the
planned
outcome or the
change
result
by helping to
beforehand.
choose the most
With
viable
blueprint
change
thinking,
strategy
the
for
change
specific
process can
issues.
be relatively short
It
in
also helps
comparison with other
diagnose
ways of
issues
thinking.
from different
It's
angles, which
feasible to
enables a better
determine
understanding.
rationally and ahead of time
It
when the
is
change
used
will
by
be
change
completed.
agents to reflect on their own
With
assumptions,
blueprint
competencies,
thinking,
and credibility.
thinking and doing are sequential.
This chapter in the
Think
color
first
concept
and then
supplies
do.
a common language between people
Right
involved
print
in a
thinking
change effort
focuses on
to do all
motivation
of
and
this more
states that
consciously and
stimulating people
collectively
in the right
within an
way is
organization.
believed to induce behavioral change.
A search for the underlying value and
Red
meaning
print
of the
thinking
word
is the
change
concept that people will
results
make
in a whole
changes if
range
you
of
guide
different
them in the right
meanings.
direction and
In
reward
addition to
them for
this,
changing.
there is a world of
The
difference
primary
between the underlying
consideration of the
assumptions
red
of
print
various
change
strategies
agent
or
is that
approaches that are
human
applied to
factor
change,
plays an important
resulting
role.
in the practical application of these
Green print
strategies and
thinking
approaches
has its
varying
roots in
widely.
action learning and
Therefore,
organizational
DeCalloway and
development.
Vermock found that conceptual clarity is needed to better
Changing and
express
learning
the
are
various meanings
conceptually
of the word
closely
change.
linked.
They
The
state that
outcomes
there
of
has been
green print
numerous attempts
change
to
are
do this,
difficult
but
to
definitely
predict
room for
because it
improvement.
depends on the extent
The
and the
Thinking in
nature
Colors
of what
model
people learn,
is chapter 4
which
in
in
the book
turn
Learning to
depends on
Change,
both their learning
and it
ability and
presents
the
five
effectiveness of
fundamentally
the learning
different ways of
environment.
thinking about change. Each of these
The
ways
primary
represents a
consideration
different
of the
belief
green
system
print
and
change
conviction about
agent
how change
is to
works,
motivate
the kind
people
of
to learn with
interventions
each
that are
other and
effective,
from each
and
other
how to
in
change
order to
people.
establish continuous
The
learning
color
in
model was
collective
developed
settings.
and is now used to deal more
White
effectively
print
with planned
thinking
change by helping
views
to choose
change
the
as
most viable
autonomous.
change
The inner
strategy for
desires
specific
and strengths
issues.
of people are the
It also
decisive
helps diagnose
factors, and
issues
outside
from different
influence
angles,
can
which
only
enables
have
a better
limited effects
understanding. It
only
is
if the
used by
people that are
change
changing
agents
will
to
welcome it.
reflect on their own assumptions,
The opportunities
competencies,
to
and
exert
credibility.
influence lie mainly in
This
helping
chapter
to
in the
clear
color
obstacles
concept
and in
supplies
challenging
a
people,
common
calling
language
on their
between
strengths and
people involved in a
self-confidence.
change effort to do
White
all
print
of this
thinking
more
acknowledges
consciously and
that people and
collectively within
organizations
an
are in a
organization.
constant state of change.
A search for the underlying value and meaning of the
White
word
print
change
thinking also assumes that
results
no
in a
one
whole
can
range of
stop
different
change from
meanings.
happening. It can
In
only be
addition to
helped or
this,
hindered.
there is a world of
The
difference
primary
between the underlying
consideration of the white
assumptions
print
of various
change agent
strategies
is
or
to observe
approaches
what
that
is
are
making
applied to
things
change,
happen and then
resulting in the
change.
practical application of these strategies and approaches varying widely. Therefore, DeCalloway and Vermock found
The
that
next
conceptual
concept that I'm going
clarity
to
is
discuss
needed to
is the
better
method,
express the
which are the
various
main
meanings of
elements
the
of
word
planned
change.
change.
They state that
Discussions with
there
colleagues
has
and
been numerous
clients and
attempts to do this,
examination
but
of
definitely
literature
room for
revealed a
improvement.
large number of
The
similarities and
Thinking in
differences
Colors
across the
model is
diversity of
chapter
change
4 in the
processes.
book Learning to Change,
DeCalloway and Vermock thought
and
it was
it presents
essential to bring
5
clarity to a
fundamentally
common method
different
for two
ways of
reasons.
thinking about
So the
change.
process is seen as a
Each of
whole,
these ways
allowing it to
represents a
describe and
different belief
communicate about
system
change
and
processes,
conviction about how
and
change
two,
works,
the
the
elements
kind
of
of
change
interventions that are
processes form
effective,
a
and how
roadmap
to
to help
change
change
people.
agents shape change
The color
processes
model
and
was
increase their
developed
awareness
and
of
is now
blind
used to
spots.
deal more effectively with
Certain
planned change
elements appear
by
to be
helping to
present in
choose the most
successful change
viable change
processes,
strategy
and
for specific
there appear to
issues.
be 6 common
It also
reoccurring
helps
elements.
diagnose issues from
The
different angles,
first
which
is
enables a better
outcome,
understanding.
also known as goals,
It is
results,
used by
direction,
change
improvement, and
agents to
renewal.
reflect on their
2.
own
History,
assumptions,
the
competencies,
cause,
and
the need, the
credibility.
motive.
This
3.
chapter in
Actors,
the color
the roles,
concept
the parties, and the
supplies a
social
common
dimension.
language between people
4.
involved
Phases,
in a change effort
steps,
to
sequence,
do all of
and
this more
technical
consciously and
aspects.
collectively
5.
within an
Communication,
organization.
the interaction, cultural
A
aspects,
search for
and
the underlying
sense-making.
value and meaning
And
of the
lastly,
word
6.
change
Steering, the
results in a
monitoring, the
whole range
directing,
of
and the
different
managing.
meanings. In addition to this, there is a world of difference between the
So the next
underlying
concept is
assumptions
steering.
of various
And this
strategies or
concept
approaches that are
starts
applied
the
to
change
change,
process from the
resulting in
idea
the
and goes all
practical
the way to the
application of
outcomes.
these strategies and
There are
approaches
4
varying
phases
widely.
of the change process,
Therefore,
which
DeCalloway and
are
Vermock found that
diagnosis,
conceptual
change
clarity
strategy
is needed to
selection,
better express
intervention
the
planning,
various
and
meanings of the word
interventions.
change. They state
Diagnosis
that
has 2
there has been
aspects:
numerous
the
attempts to
process
do
by
this,
which
but
you try
definitely
to
room
find
for
out what is
improvement.
going on, and the
The
information
Thinking in
that is
Colors
gathered as
model
a result.
is chapter 4 in the
In
book
selecting a
Learning to
change
Change,
strategy, it is
and it
argued that
presents
isolated
5
attempts to bring about
fundamentally
permanent change
different
are
ways of
probably
thinking
doomed
about
to
change.
failure because of the
Each of these
stabilizing
ways
resistance
represents
of
a different
dominant
belief
existing
system
systems.
and conviction
The
about how
idea is
change
to look
works,
for
the
leverage
kind
and
of
to
interventions that
concentrate
are
on
effective,
the seeds
and
from
how to
which
change
change
people.
will grow.
The color
The
model
change
was
strategy
developed
is the
and
link
is now
between
used to deal
understanding what
more
is going on
effectively
and
with
the
planned
impulse for
change
action.
by helping to choose the the most
Interventions are
viable change
implemented in
strategy
accordance
for
with an
specific
intervention
issues.
plan.
It
Because
also
things
helps
hardly ever go
diagnose
as
issues
planned,
from
it is
different
typical
angles,
for a
which enables
plan
a
to
better
be reviewed
understanding.
and adjusted.
It is used by change agents to reflect
And this
on
is
their
the
own
steering
assumptions,
cycle, so
competencies,
giving
and
room to
credibility.
adjust the change processes.
This chapter in the color
So the first
concept
is implementing the
supplies
next
a
phase,
common language
and then
between
assessing the
people
progress,
involved in a change effort
reconsidering the
to do all of
outcomes,
this more
and
consciously and
planning the
collectively
process
within
or
an
replanning the
organization.
process.
A search for the underlying value and meaning of the word change
Decalwe's
results in a whole
definitions,
range of different
perspectives,
meanings.
models, and theories on
In addition to
organizational
this,
change
there is a
present both
world of
strengths and
difference between the
weaknesses.
underlying
The
assumptions
first
of
is that
various
his
strategies or
ideas are
approaches
very
that are applied
versatile.
to change,
Different
resulting in the
situations may
practical
require different
application of
change
these
strategies.
strategies and approaches
The color
varying
theory is a good
widely.
example of this
Therefore,
because it
DeCalway and
allows
Vermoff
for
found that
different
conceptual clarity is
perspectives on
needed to
change.
better express the various meanings of the
The
word
next,
change.
DeCalway and
They
Vermont
state
came
that
up with
there
different
has been
thinking
numerous
styles
attempts
to
to do
approach
this,
change,
but
to be
definitely
able
room
to
for
use
improvement.
multiple viewpoints to understand
The
issues.
Thinking in Colors model
To
is
understand
chapter 4 in the book
situation
Learning to
or issue
Change,
better, it helps to
and
look
it
at it from the
presents
different
5
angles.
fundamentally
The
different
next
ways
is
of
that
thinking about
he
change.
recognizes the need
Each
to
of these
continuously
ways
learn.
represents a different
DeCalway
belief
and
system
Vermack
and
stated in the
conviction about how
introduction
change
of Learning
works,
to Change
the kind of
that the
interventions
reason
that
they
are
chose to
effective,
title it
and how
Learning
to
to
change
Change is
people.
because the process
The
of
color model
creating the
was
book
developed
changed
and
them,
is now
as
used to
well
deal more
as
effectively with
explaining
planned
that
change
the essence
by
of
helping
being
to
a
choose
change
the most
agent
viable
is the
change
endless quest
strategy
to
for
learn what
specific
change
issues.
is, how it works, and where to
It also
contribute.
helps diagnose issues from different angles,
Another
which enables a
strength
better
is that
understanding.
DeCalway took a
It
variety
is
of
used
already
by change
established
agents to
organizational
reflect
change
on their own
theories,
assumptions,
strategies, and
competencies,
explanations,
and
and
credibility.
clumps them together, forming one
This
common
chapter in the
language for
color
change.
concept supplies a common language between people involved
Lastly
in a
are
change
the
effort
weaknesses of
to do all of
organizational
this more
change
consciously
defined
and
by DeCalway.
collectively within an organization.
The first weakness is
A
that
search for the
his
underlying value
viewpoints
and
and
meaning of the word
explanations are
change
limited to situations
results
with
in a
planned
whole
change.
range of different
Planned
meanings.
change is
In addition
necessary
to
and
this,
effective in
there
many
is a world of
situations.
difference
However,
between the
it is not
underlying
sufficient for
assumptions
all
of various
organizational change
strategies or approaches
situations.
that are applied to change,
The
resulting in the
next
practical
weakness
application of these strategies and approaches
is
varying
that
widely.
it is essential
Therefore,
that all
DeCalway and
organizational
Vermoff found that
members are
conceptual
aware and
clarity is
informed
needed to
of the
better
advantages
express the
and
various
limitations
meanings of
of
the
different
word change.
approaches to change,
They
as
state
well
that
as the
there has
broader
been
context
numerous
for the
attempts
change
to do
itself,
this, but
as they
definitely room
develop a
for
common
improvement.
language for thinking and talking
The
about
Thinking in
change.
Colors model
So, for
is chapter
instance,
4 in the book Learning to
as I went
Change,
through this
and
presentation,
it
there are
presents
a
5
lot of
fundamentally different
explanations and
ways of
concepts
thinking about change.
to become aware of,
Each of these
and
ways
for a lot of
represents
his
a different belief
situations
system
a
and
lot of his
conviction about
the
how
ways of
change
his work
works, the
processes
kind
to
of
work and carry
interventions that
out
are effective,
all
and
of
how
the
to change
organizational
people.
members would have to understand
The
these
color
change
model was
processes.
developed and is now used
The
to
next
deal more
weakness is
effectively
that the
with
naming
planned change
nor the
by
meaning
helping
of
to
the
choose the
colors in
most
the color
viable
theory are
change strategy
straightforward
for
and
specific
therefore can
issues.
have implicit bias
It
without
also
even
helps
knowing
diagnose issues
without
from
an
different
individual
angles,
even
which
knowing what
enables a
change
better understanding.
characteristics each color
It is
entails.
used by change agents
And
to
lastly,
reflect
there are
on
dark
their own
sides and
assumptions,
weaknesses within
competencies,
each color
and
change
credibility.
approach. This is
This chapter
similarly
in the color concept
similar to
supplies
each
a
leadership
common
theory we
language
have
between
discussed thus
people
far.
involved
When
in
an
a change
individual
effort
strives to use a
to do
theory
all
and
of this
manipulate the
more
concepts,
consciously and
they can
collectively
implement the
within
theories
an
in a negative
organization.
manner, leading to the failure of the
A
change
search
process
for the
itself.
underlying value and meaning of the word change
That
results
is the
in a
end of my
whole range of
presentation.
different
Here
meanings.
are my references.
In addition to this,
And if you
there
have
is a
any
world of
questions,
difference
please
between the
feel free
underlying
to comment on
assumptions
the
of
discussion
various
post
strategies or
or reach out to
approaches
me.
that are applied
Thank
to
you all and
change,
have a great day.
resulting in the practical